So the world's finally settled down, and it's nice because there's more colonization going on, and there's more of an established sort of leadership in each team. For instance, I think China is a perfect example of that. They really seem to be leading the charge in terms of, I guess, military power for the rest of their team. Korea here, building, focusing on wonders, and they have a military, but it's not as strong, I don't think. Obviously, with the Chukun Nu, I believe these units attack twice, so they're gonna have a lot of military power with these guys. Korea is kind of a medium kind of size civ. So is Mongolia. We're seeing kind of a share of power, though, with the Eastern Europeans, with the Ottomans and the Russians. They're both equally, I think, in terms of strength, as powerful as each other. And then they have kind of a weaker friend here with Poland. Germany, somewhat of the same way. Actually, you know what? I don't know. Germany is like I think Germany's like the right-hand man to Rome. I think Rome is really strong, but I think Rome one day will fall, and Germany will need to take up the task of keeping the Europeans safe. Austria is all the way over here, so there's no way they're going to be able to keep them safe. But anyways, we're just starting to see that more and more. And actually, interestingly enough, the natives seem to be more weak now. They're in the corner, but they seem more, I guess, sensitive or more... I think we could see definitely the Mayans collapse at some point due to maybe a Russian aggressive aggression from the east. The same thing for the Aztecs. When the borders start to close down and the colonization starts to get more interesting, I think Mongolia might be able to get the job done against the Aztecs. The Inca are the most powerful, but I'm wondering how that's going to impact them. I mean, they're by far, I think, single-handedly, they might be the strongest civ in the game, but they're right next to the Chinese, as well as their civs, their team members, can't help them out at all. So that is a pretty big issue, and I would be interested to see exactly how well they would continue to do, if they lose their team members. So things like that are all kind of fascinating to watch out for. And there really hasn't been that much. I think there's still a few conflicts going on. Actually, let's go and double check on that before we continue on. I think the best way to check on it would be Infoatics, Global Relations, bam. Everyone's still, for the most part, at war with Assyria, but no one's really trying to do anything. So I can eliminate them. And this is the only thing that's really happening is we have Morocco, Songhai. I'm sorry, I'm just blanking. Morocco, Songhai, and the Zulu versus America, Canada, and England. Okay, so let's go to the next turn. Nothing else really matters. Remember, Assyria is by themselves, individual, but I don't know why Russia and Poland decided to run away. There seems to be maybe like the world's on the verge, on the cusp of another huge regional war, I believe. It seems like a lot of civs are kind of launching all sorts of different things. Boom, Sistine Chapel has been built by Germany. Seems like there might be a lot of sneak attacks. I don't know what Rome is going for. They better be careful. And they have open borders through Poland, so it must not be... See, Rome is completely surrounded. I didn't realize that. They're almost completely surrounded by Russia, the Ottomans, and Poland. That's going to make things really tough for them. That will make things extremely tough for them. I don't know if they're going for Mongolia. Rome isn't at war. Their nations, I don't believe, are at war with anybody. Still waiting for the collapse of England, although that will not be easy, because England has built quite a few troops up. The Americans have not decided to take over the Songhai capital, even though they took over all the other cities. Ooh, it's Minuteman time. And the Zulu have launched their own attack on Ottawa. The Americans have come to kind of help defend. These Minutemen are going to help a little bit. Ooh, that hurts so bad. That's going to hurt. That is going to hurt Rome so bad. Germany just declared war on Poland. And actually, I don't know if... Again, we don't know what this means. These icons aren't necessarily correct. But Germany is completely safe out of that huge mess. But look at this. Rome, undefended, is now surrounded by the Ottomans, Russians, and they're already next to Polish territory. Oh, this is going to be really interesting. It's turn 233. This is the first time we've seen something like this. Boom! America building the Forbidden Palace. And boom, again, now the Germans just got the Rome into a war with the Moroccans to the south. Oh, this is going to be terrible. This is going to be absolutely terrible. I don't know, maybe, I mean, if you think about it, let's not look too deep. Obviously, the AI isn't thinking about it, but the Germans are going to, I think, if they decide to be aggressive, they weren't aggressive against Assyria, but if they want to be, they could be really aggressive to Morocco. Bam. Poland, or Rome took their first city, Susa, away from Poland. But if they wanted to, they could be really aggressive, attack from the south to the north, take over the Moroccan capital, and maybe take over all of Morocco and become the leader of their team, but Rome would equally be destroyed, I think, in the process. We'll see if England gets involved. England could have a pretty big impact, but yeah, these cities are all going to fall, I think. I mean, Poland might lose a lot in the process. Bam, there goes the Russians and the Ottomans taking their first Roman cities. Here goes Morocco, already on the offensive, going after that Persian city. I think Rome will survive. I believe Rome will survive. And I think it looks like Germany might actually end up being aggressive. Morocco taking their first Roman city. So just like that, in 2 turns, Rome lost 3 cities. Because, honestly, because of the Germans. The Germans, Bismarck, he completely did it. Germany did it for captured by Rome. Okay, so but at least he took over another Polish city, so he might be able to survive through former Polish lands. Although now he's seen resistance from both Poland and the Ottomans, both team members there. Oh, well, that's going to slow down Russia, because now the Mayans are involved. So they're going to have to kind of turn back around. America and the English colonies finally piecing out. Ottawa was saved just barely. Just barely. Canada has held on. Poland has taken back Lodz. I don't think they're going to hold on to it, though. Actually, the Ottomans could maybe gain a city from this because the Romans are going to move. They're going to take the city back. Then I think it's going to be the Ottomans that get to go next. Which, with this pikeman, they could do something. Uh-oh. Okay, so the Polish, Russian, and the Ottomans are not going to do much. Oh, actually, the Ottomans are not going to have to... The Ottomans are now going to have to focus on England. That's going to slow down. So Russia might not be... Or, I'm sorry, Rome might not be destroyed completely. They might not be destroyed completely because now everyone else has different sort of wars going on in the background. I don't know how the Americans are going to hold back China. I don't think that's very likely, as well as Ottawa's already in the red. So Canada might easily lose its capital here. We have Austria going after the Zulu now. Maybe Austria could be the civ that does it, to take over the Zulu. Bam. Next Roman city has fallen to the Moroccans. Again, Russia needs to kind of start to retreat right now. Oh, this is a mess. But yeah, the Roman Empire is pretty much already broken. If they lose their capital, then it's for sure. But I think at the same time, Germany is going to take the Moroccan capital. That will be the biggest move here. Because all these cities in the middle are going to continue to exchange hands. It's going to be a huge mess. A lot of people are going to die. These cities are going to drop in population. The big move here is that Bismarck is going to move in on the Moroccan capital. That's huge. And I think they're going to take it. Because Morocco is not retreating just yet. All the exterior civs, all the exterior cities, I should say, don't make that much of an impact, I don't think. I mean, they're not really... It's just kind of maybe solidifying borders, and they don't have to worry about as many fronts. We've got Germany now involved with the natives. But that's okay, because... I mean, the Mayans are focused on the Russians, and Austria doesn't need to worry about that. Actually, yes, they do. They do need to worry about the Inca, but the Inca were launching a sneak attack against somebody. Who knows who it was exactly? Oh my gosh. The Germans have really thrown this world into a complete mess. It is a complete mess. Lodz was captured by Poland. Okay, so Rome is down to about, 5 cities when they started off with so many, as well as they've got no military units. Nothing. I think obviously the progress is going to slow, except for from Poland, I don't think. If the Ottomans can take over London, which I don't think they can because they also lost most of their military units. That's a part of the other reason. These wars are so complicated and big. Everyone, people lose military units, and then more civs get involved in wars because they're like, hey, this person doesn't have any military units. Let's launch an attack. So they just wipe each other's military out. It might be interesting to test a campaign on deity when the militaries are much, much bigger. So this would be a big deal. Like I said, if Rome loses its capital to Morocco, even though if Morocco loses their capital in turn, that would still be a big deal for both. The Mayans can take this over, and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. Russia's still fine. So those civs with high production, I think, are one of the most effective. It's a big move for Germany. Germany desperately needs this. They have the capabilities of being, I think, one of the most powerful nations, along with the Incans. But if they don't start doing something, then they're going to be in a huge mess. Another war has been declared, but I can barely keep up. Pretty much everyone's at war with Austria. That's all I know. Austria's at war with all the civs that they border. So that sucks for them. Or is it Austria? It's not Austria. I'm sorry. The Ottomans and Russia are at war with everybody, I think. The Austrians are also kind of screwed over there in the corner, but I don't know if they're at war with the Asian civs just yet. Shaka and Germany have peaced out. Okay, so okay, so he didn't do it. Wow, you have done goofed. You have made a huge mistake again, Bismarck, because that deal pieced you out with Morocco. Ooh, you made a big mistake, man. And now I think your friend's capital is going to fall, and you're not going to get anything from it, unless of course you actually take something from the Assyrians, which I think he's finally going to do. Still a big city, still somewhat of a victory if he decides to do it. Embargo of Germany, embargo of Morocco. Okay, we'll see if that actually happens. The Mayans are just now bringing over a musketmen, and the Ottomans they're doing okay. Although the English, they've done well to defend, and they haven't wasted any of their own. They haven't killed their own units. England's going to be pretty open to an attack soon. So embargo of Germany was passed. Morocco was not passed, though. No one embargoed Morocco. That's kind of shocking. The Minutemen seem to be defending their borders somewhat from the Chinese. Ottawa seems to be okay as well. The Koreans are going in after Vienna, though. And they're going in hard. There they go. Hey, we're very lucky that we haven't been popped out. I'm very lucky. We will, don't get me wrong. I can't believe we've made it through this entire time and haven't been popped out there. Wait a second, Mongolia. Yeah, Mongolia is going to take Toronto then. That's almost a for sure thing. Okay, there you go. You're going to save Russia from losing a city. Why is it Poland that's making all the decisions? Maybe did I put Poland first in the group, and maybe that's why we're seeing. It seems like we're seeing the same civs. Yeah, that's what we're noticing. It's the same civs that pop up that make the decisions, or at least in the icons. I don't know if they're the same ones that make the decisions. I don't think they're making the decisions, but we're seeing the same icons. Like Poland represents, the Ottomans, Poland, and Russia. Germany represents Austria and Rome. America represents Canada and England. I get you now. So because the Mayans don't have to worry, or the Russians don't have to worry about the Mayans, they can continue to go after the Romans, I think, unless there's been a few peace deals, which I'm not entirely sure. Here come the Chinese. How's Toronto doing? They did not do very well. And the Zulu are now, oh geez, Zulu back at war with Ottawa. And they had a lot of success. They almost took over Ottawa last time, and they didn't have this many MPs, which I do believe those MPs are becoming more and more outdated. So that is kind of an issue. The Mayans have denounced the Zulu. Taj Mahal has been built by the Incans. How's everything? I mean, even if the Romans don't lose any more cities, they have pretty much really kind of, I don't know. I mean, the Romans are not the same. They've dropped significantly in score, that's for sure. Okay, so this city, I think, will finally fall. There's a lot of Gatling guns around the Assyrian capital. Mongolia is distracted. The Aztecs have somewhat rebuilt their military, but they're still not very well defended. I'm wondering what the economies are looking like, because these roads have been built so crazily, I guess. I'm wondering if the economies are just a huge mess. Mongolia might try to race in there after Assyria. And again, we're going to see the Zulu having to defend themselves. They might even have to... Ooh, Kingston is already under siege. The Canadians I think, are ahead in technology. Maybe not ahead in technology, but they've got better units, military units here. And now the Incas are going to get involved on this side. Ooh. Yeah, so Kingston, I think, is going to fall. Then the Canadians are going to get pushed, or the Canadians are going to push back the Zulu. Oh, I didn't realize that the Koreans were going to save. Oh my gosh. I didn't even realize the Koreans were going to save China here from losing Kingston. But they had to retreat from their attack of Vienna at the same time. That is a problem. Germany, how are you doing? Germany will take it over. We also have the Zulu building a wonder. All right, but they're gonna need to get a melee unit in, and will they be able to get that melee unit in before they decide to peace out? Because that has been an issue so far. One thing to take note of is that I am not using the smart AI mod. Not necessarily, not saying that would make a difference in this scenario. I think that it wouldn't, but we should just look into that. If we notice any sort of other difference, it's going to be hard to notice because we've used. Oh my goodness, jeez, maybe I made that comment for a reason. I cannot believe that. Germany, why did you do that? You even moved one of the units out of the way. Well, you probably pieced out and then moved the units out of the way, but wow. Germany, you're killing me. That sucks. That really sucks. One thing to note, though, is that, wait a second, I take that back. Oh, the Aztecs. Captured by the Aztecs. The Aztecs actually managed to take a city from Mongolia. That's crazy. One thing to remember, though, is that the Smart AI mod has not been enabled in any of my last, like, maybe 3 or 4 campaigns. Whenever we play a TSL with the Yet Not Another Earth map pack mod, you cannot... The Smart AI mod is not enabled. The DLL is apparently... You can only use one, I guess. So, I take that back. We've never really been able to use the Smart AI mod. So, there is no difference. This is a completely normal thing. This would have been the perfect campaign to try the Smart AI mod, but for some reason it's not downloaded in the Steam Workshop. That might be fixed by now, or by the time you're seeing this video. But by the time I'm recording this, I wasn't able to fix it. Ooh, the Aztecs making a comeback. They grabbed a city and they're gonna settle a new city. And Germany, you should really, you know, the Romans just got destroyed, or they've just lost a lot of power. You had a chance of taking 2 capitals over, you failed. The Austrians are trying their best, but man, I mean, they're in a tough time. They're in a tough time period. I think this is too chaotic of a world for cities to really fall that much. What needs to happen is, like, well, first of all, some people need to die. That needs to happen. Like, some civs need to be destroyed. Second of all, it's that time in the campaign where everyone's just declaring war on everybody, and because we're playing team-based, it's just super chaos. I think by the end, by turn 300 and onward, we will see less wars declared, which means more chances, I think, of cities being taken. Wow, the Mayans actually managed to move through Russian territory and attack Rome. They're probably going to start to back up, though. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they decide to back up. Poland's announced the Mayans. Anyways, guys, I'm going to go one more turn, and then I'm going to stop the video. It's going to be turn 271, making a very fast move through this campaign, which has been pretty exciting. Again, I think I've been most excited for the late game, though. That's really telling, because late game is probably the most fun I think we all have in terms of these Civ 5 AI-only battles. So we'll see how that goes. But we're a few turns away from kind of the start of the late game. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.